So what's going on? So listen, Turki Alalsheikh. A lot of people are getting quite familiar with this guy, and a lot of people are kind of not understanding what he is and what he really does. I hear different things. People say he's the king. I've seen channels where people said that this guy's the king of Saudi Arabia. I've seen a lot of different things, but I want to touch on that real quick and clarify a few things. But I also want to get into a few other things in this video that I want to talk about regarding Turki Alalsheikh. First of all, um, he's young. That's one thing that stands out. He's only like a year younger than me. He's 42 years old, so he's very young. He is not the king of Saudi Arabia. Turki Alalsheikh, pretty much, he's an advisor for the Saudi royal court. He's a member of the royal family though, but he's the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority. So he pretty much is responsible for like all the sporting events that goes on in Saudi Arabia, like from the building of the stadiums to putting together fights and all of that stuff. So this is he's a huge, big sports fan, all right, and he's also the chairman of the Islamic Solidarity Sports Federation, and it's called ISSF. And he's also he was the owner of an Egyptian football club called the Pyramids. This was like in 2018, so he owned them like for like a year. And he also in 2019 he became the owner of a Spanish club, another football club called Almeria. Okay, so he's tied in, man. He's worked directly in the office of the Crown Prince, the defense minister, and he's the advisor of the royal court. He was appointed that position in 2015, and in 2017 too. He was promoted to the royal advisor with the rank of minister, man. And he's, like I said, he's a big sports fan. And he also told ESPN he plans to fix boxing, bro. He says boxing is broken. Now, if you're a big boxing fan, like me and like plenty of us, we've been watching boxing over the years, and we've seen all of the issues, all of the problems going on. And if not all these problems are from the promoters and the promotional companies, they cause a lot of division. There's been so much division, so much vitriol towards one another. It's almost like each of these promoters are OGs, or they're leaders of gangs. It's like, okay, you got the Bloods and Crips over here, you got the Nietas, you got MS-13, stuff like that. Factions warring with each other, trying to gain footing, trying to gain the most ground. And they use the belts as like bargaining chips on their block, pretty much. But Turki Alalsheikh has been watching. He's been watching boxing, and he's been seeing this shit. He's been seeing this. And he's been watching how the promoters are moving, all of this B-side, A-side stuff, and all of this splits, and you get 20%. And he said, okay, I guess he said, you know what? I'm going to try to flex my authority. And he started it over there in Saudi. He started making noise a lot in Saudi Arabia when it came to boxing. And now you see his reach is reaching over here. And now you see it now, right? He's putting all those nonsense narratives to rest. All of that, okay, I got you on this side of the street, so it's gonna be harder to make this fight because you with PBC. It's gonna be hard to make that fight with him because he's on Golden Boy, or you know what I mean? He came in and just said, fuck all of that. I'm gonna show you how it's supposed to be done in boxing. Y'all want to see the best fights? I'm not gonna allow the promoters to hinder you guys and to keep you guys shelved or whatever. I want to see the best fight the best. And it's amazing. This one dude single-handedly is able to do all of this, and all these promotional companies, the ones that the most stubborn ones, such as PBC, they got to sit back and take it because the PBC is on his last legs, and everybody knows this. And people have been saying this probably before Turki Alalsheikh even started putting his stranglehold on shit, you know. And also, I love it. I love looking at. I love what's going on with boxing right now. He's putting on these amazing fight cards that we have. Some of these cards we only could dream about them, like fantasies. You know, remember, you know, just a couple of years back, we would piece together in our heads, you know, crazy fight cards. Like that's how sad. That's how bad boxing needed some breath breathed into it, man. Because if it come down to the point where you got to sit down with your friends and fantasize a boxing card, that's when you know something is wrong. Like, oh man, okay, oh you got Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. We like to see that. You know, what would be a good co-main event? Oh man, you know, a good co-main. Well, maybe like a Lomachenko versus Tank Davis. Yeah, man, but we'll never get one of those. That's a far-fetched imagination. And now this Turki Alalsheikh dude, he just comes over and just like some kind of boxing fairy or something like that, and he just totally like disregarding all the bullshit that these promoters been doing. You know, he just totally just said, man, he knocked them to the side. It's almost like he's the promoter of all promotional companies. It seems like they don't hardly even exist anymore. Another thing, though, that I find interesting is a lot of these pro PBC boxing channels, you know, a lot of them. See, they're mad. A lot of them don't like what Turki Alalsheikh is doing. They don't. The reason why they don't like it is because if this guy comes in and just destroys all the narratives and he fixes a broken sport, these channels ain't gonna have nothing else to talk about. They can't talk about and debate, you know, like Knockout and all these other stupid ass channels. They can't get up here and debate about, oh man, you know, why should Crawford get this? He you know, what has he done in the sport? He's on that side of the street. Crawford is with them, or he's a separate agent, and PBC, they the ones that's putting up the bags and kill all that shit. Kill, put a mash to all of that. Done. So now they got to scrape up new shit to talk about because their favorite promotional company will probably be gone soon, and now they got to figure out ways. But what they'll probably do is find out ways to bash Turki Alalsheikh because he took away a lot of their talking points. It's no longer going to be any more talk about sides of the street. That's going to all be gone. So what are these motherfuckers going to have to talk about now? I wonder. But shout out to Turki Alalsheikh, man, for doing this thing, man. Breathing breath back into the sport. He said he was going to fix a broken sport, bro. He told ESPN that, and that's exactly what he's doing, man. Shout out to him. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. This is your boy, Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all later on the next one. And I'm off this.